here. It's a bigger sign. I think that's it.
So after 4.3 kilometers of this road walk, now we're into the woods.
Oh, here, grouse.
Oh, at about 8.9k, approaching Silverbrook. Oh, and here is Silverbrook.
This is Silverbrook. This must be the Silverbrook site, primitive campsite.
Around the 12k mark, we have ourselves a shelter. Bridge across the river. There's the name if you want to have a go at pronouncing it. Nice spot. Give a little tour of the shelter here. You have a nice table, some benches, clotheslines. Randy set up over there. I'm over here. Pegs to hold up. Great spot. Here we are at another campsite. 69 Mile Brook.
I don't have to look for trail markers, I just look for streams.
Seven and a half kilometers in at the Chernesee campsite. A few good spots for tents and hammocks. Bench by the river. Just over 23 kilometers in. Corker's Gulch campsite. Spots for tents, a toilet, and a shelter. I'm sure you can get a hammock in here. And a toilet over that way somewhere. It's 29.2 kilometers in, and we're at the Popple Depot Pit campsite. It's like almost like a sandy area over here. As you can probably get some tents in. Richard got his hammock in the woods over here. It looks like you can probably get a few more in there. And over in here, myself and Randy got our tents pitched. I'm right here, and Randy over here. Now, one downside to this site, though, is that it's a bit of a distance to get water. To get water, I had to go through there. It's the next trailhead, or next part of the trail. Cross that to the road, make a left, cross the bridge, and there was an ATV trail on the left on the other side of the bridge. We were able to get water down there and then come back. So, one thing to keep in mind. Right. Camp was about 2.7 kilometers back that way. And we decided to leave early and skip breakfast until we got here. So, trail goes across this bridge, but we got a nice flat spot. We'll set up for breakfast and then move on again. It's the South Nepisiguit River. Here we are at the Blue Ledge Lake Road campsite, although it might be hard pressed to find somewhere to put your tent, but good for hammocks. Here at the Devil's Elbow access point, and it's the Duluth warming shelter and campsite, and has a toilet. Don't see anywhere to pitch though. Here we are at Camp Gigton. Get probably a couple of tents in here and hammock. Probably where we are going to stay for the night. Well, we're mostly set up. Randy here. I'm set up over here. And Richard is not set up over there. Well, here we are at Indian Falls campsite. I assume that's Indian Falls. Add another shelter where we're going to be stopping for lunch, and that'd be good. Warming shelter. Might get a tent here or hammock. Okay, now I got them.
I mean, what do you do when that size tree comes down over your trail? I guess you got to go around it. Oh, holy crap! A beaver took that down. He must have been as busy as a. Oh, forget it.
Well, here's camp for the night set up. I'm right there. Randy's over there. Richard's going to put his hammock down there. We're at the bend. A spot down there you can get to the river. Ah, gravel bar campsite. We have spots on sand to set up. Looks like, and someone got a fire pit over here. Great view of the river though. $40 brook. Got a shelter. Over there's a toilet. A few spots you can pitch or hang. Shelter, babokshish. Here we are at Alfred's Lookout.
I'm gonna have to grab the phone. Drop of water.
Here is our food drop. Bear-proof box. Someone left some water on top. Just came out of access point L where the bear box was and got our resupply. And short trip up this road and back in over here. The Heath Steel Bridge campsite. Get a few tents in here. Although I don't know if you can hear it in the background. We've been hearing a lot of ATVs near here. Well, we have our first teepee at campsite Otter. We're a bit away from the Nepisiguit River, but we do have a stream. Three platforms to sit on. And we have some platforms. So we had a steep climb down this side to a ravine, and immediately we go back up. Now at the TM campsite, we're not camping here, but we will be stopping for lunch. 10 platform and a tree are falling down on it. Another platform over there, the teepee. And a third platform right there. And over here to the river, by the look of it. Spent last night in Go Pit shelter. It was a good night. There's a toilet over here. And down here there are some platforms. We're at the other side of campsite Go Pit. See where the teepee used to be here. The benches from inside and the poles. A couple of platforms here. See, 1, 2. Something tells me it's not worth getting close to the edge. Maybe like this sign. Great view up here. River's getting narrower but deeper. Yeah, 2 kilometers of road walking. Well, here we are just ahead of the dam. Stopping for lunch. Came down here to get some water. And we're finally done with our road walk. And back to trail. Looks like this one wasn't brought down very long ago by a beaver. Campsite Mi'gmaq. See a platform over there. A shelter. That's where we're staying tonight.
I think he's given up. Yeah, he's given up.
Of course. So about 10 meters past the middle landing sign and registration, main trail goes that way, but over this way, it's the way to the campsite. See the sign just up there. So we cross over, turn left. So we got one platform here. Another one here. And another right here. At the Hemlocks campsite, no platforms, but enough flat spots for tents. Oh, we are almost the campsite Gitpu. Just down the hill, we saw a shelter as we were approaching. So, see you down there. We're our last camp for the evening, for the trip. So down here at Gitpu, we have 4 tent platforms. We have a shelter. Some nice informational posters. A bench. Same shelters as before, but reversed with the table on the other side. And some nice access to the river. Also at this camp, someone has made a shelter. And over here, another teepee. A shelter we didn't expect to find. Flap you can roll down for a door. Some TV trays, chairs, bench. And an okay view. Kind of. Yeah, the bridge has certainly seen better days. Yeah, I think we'll do this one at a time.
Yeah, I think so. I want to get photographic evidence of the collapse.
Our last rope bridge. Well, that's it for us. It's another 10K through Bathurst, but we're not going to bother with that. Sticking to the wilderness parts. So now it's just a walk to the car. Anyway, thanks for watching. And action.